Whoa, what is going on YouTube? It's your boy Dan, aka aDrive, bringing you guys a brand new Pokemon Sword and Shield update video. In this video, we're going to talk about a couple different things regarding Pokemon Sword and Shield and when the next bit of information is going to come, as well as some other information that was just revealed today. Now, I'm really excited about this because it does seem as though the news kind of cycle for Sword and Shield is going to be kicking up very, very soon as E3 approaches next month. So we're going to talk about a little bit about that. As always, hit that like button down below and subscribe if you guys are new. Here we are on Cerebi.net's Twitter. Joe posted this morning a couple things. There was a t-shirt design contest through Uniqlo, and that has come to a close. The t-shirt has been selected as the winner, and it is actually integrated into Pokemon Sword and Shield. We'll talk about this image here in a little bit, but that's pretty cool that this contest has ended. There was another contest in Japan where kind of fans were able to pick the name of a steel-type move, kind of like Mind Blown for Blacephalon, but it's a steel-type move, I believe, and that'll also be revealed pretty soon. But we do have the winner of this contest. It's like a Gyarados shirt with a couple little Magikarps at the bottom. It's a pretty cool shirt. Apparently there's some potential issues over a copyright claim. Maybe that someone had already like made this shirt, but I don't know how that makes sense because it's Pokemon and they own the copyright to Gyarados and Magikarp, so I have no idea, but it's already coded into the game. As you can see, there's a screenshot there of two trainers having that t-shirt. Now this shirt and this kind of design contest gives us some information as to the fact that there is customizable clothing in Pokemon Sword and Shield, so you will be able to customize your trainer. Now that's not really anything too crazy considering we kind of expected that. We had it in X and Y, we lost it in ORAS, but then it was brought back in Sun and Moon and in Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, the opportunity to change your character's clothing, so that seems to be consistent here in Pokemon Sword and Shield. Again, not a huge massive surprise, but something pretty interesting to note. Again, I will come back to this screenshot here pretty soon. Now here's the real big information. Now we kind of expected this, but for those who don't know, COROCORO is a magazine that releases in Japan generally around the 15th of every month. However, it generally will leak on the internet prior to that release, and then that's where you get the COROCORO leak videos where this magazine kind of, the screenshots of it kind of spread on the internet and people kind of get the information early. So we could kind of expect, first of all, it's announced that the next issue of COROCORO next month in June is going to have new information, the latest information for Pokemon Sword and Shield, and again, that is expected to come out on the 15th, but it'll likely leak a few days prior. However, Nintendo's E3 Direct and Treehouse Live are actually going to be taking place before the COROCORO issue actually most likely leaks. So chances are the next bit of Sword and Shield information, you can rest easy and kind of expect it at this point. It's pretty safe to say that the next bit of information is going to be at E3 on June 11th. This summer, I guess. Is that summer still? I don't even know. Cerebi's reporting it all here. Same thing on his website. I use Cerebi pretty much for all my news. You can check it out in the description below. I wanted to give you guys kind of a backstory here on COROCORO and the leaks. This is a video from a couple years ago that I did of COROCORO leaks. Alolan Grimer, Alolan Meowth. There's been Jangma O was in this, Type Null, all sorts of stuff. Like COROCORO magazine generally can have anything from just some screenshots of the gameplay to new Pokemon in general. So I'm actually expecting us to get entirely new Pokemon. If I'm being totally honest, I'm thinking that we're gonna get some new Pokemon with this next game launch. It just makes a lot of sense to me that we will be getting new Pokemon. Probably the beginning Pokemon, maybe legendaries, things like that. There's a couple different things there. There's a couple things I wanted to address first. Let's talk about E3 first. So E3 is going to be going on from June 11th to the 13th, and Nintendo's got their big presentation. It's going to be at 9 a.m. Pacific time, which is 12 p.m. Eastern time. You can pretty much expect that I'll be streaming that on twitch.tv/aDrive. So if you want to join in on the E3 presentation, it could be anywhere from like 45 minutes to a couple, like maybe 2 hours or so, looking at previous presentations. It's probably going to cover a lot of things. Not only Pokemon Sword and Shield, there's probably going to be Animal Crossing and all sorts of stuff. So definitely going to be pretty much their lineup for 2019, and then actually what their kind of pipeline looks like for 2020 most likely. If they are going to announce a new Nintendo Switch, like a smaller one or a beefier version with better kind of processing power or something like that, it's probably going to be on June 11th, I would guess. A couple other things to note, there is going to be a Treehouse Live. This is when they kind of sit down and they play through the games. So they'll sit down, they'll play through whatever games it may be. There's a good chance they're going to play through a Pokemon game. And we can see here, if we go back to a couple of Nintendo Directs. One they released last year at E3. They had a little trailer for Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. They kind of showed some screenshots of that, talked about Mew, things like that, nothing too crazy. And then in Sun and Moon, they actually did a full Treehouse Live where they actually played through the game itself. So you could actually see them like playing through the whole game. You can see that they're playing on a stage. They play through parts of the game. They answer questions about it, all sorts of stuff. So that's something to know too, that they very well in their Treehouse Live could do something like that where they sit there and they actually play through the game. So there's a lot of possibilities there. So we'll kind of see what happens there. The last thing I wanted to mention that I thought was pretty interesting was actually this. And this user nfade posted this on Twitter. They changed a lot of stuff, changed cell shading, lights, even the positioning, the backgrounds, etc. And this goes to show that the intro trailers that we saw of Sword and Shield, and then kind of the newest screenshot we see of this new trainer character, that the graphic textures have been improved. You can look at the flower pot here on the right side versus the flower pot on the left side. There's a pretty big difference there. The leaf textures are different, and a lot of people were saying that when the first trailer for Sword and Shield got released, that the graphics were not very good. And I guess I'm not a game designer, but it's my understanding that graphics are one of the things that they kind of improve last in the process of developing a game. They have like the low res textures, and then they kind of upgrade the textures as they kind of finalize the product of the game. So that's something to make note of. We should see a much improved graphics for Sword and Shield as we move toward kind of the final release at the end of the year. And that's another thing too, we'll likely get our release date. I'm guessing November 15th. That's my guess. We'll find out, but we're likely going to get a release date as well. So a couple things to know just to recap. COROCORO is going to come out next month with Sword and Shield information. It's likely going to leak on the internet either before E3 or slightly after E3, but E3 at noon Eastern time is going to have the Nintendo Direct, which is likely going to have the Pokemon Sword and Shield information. There's going to be Nintendo Treehouse Live, where there's a decent chance they play through Sword and Shield and kind of show some of the basic features at the beginning, especially if they announce that groundbreaking new feature. A lot of people are anticipating armor. And then last but not least, we see through this t-shirt design contest that trainer customization has not only returned, but is going to be back in full force, and that they have upgraded some of the textures in the game already, and it's likely to look a lot better in the final release than we've seen in previous screenshots and the trailer that we saw so far. So that is that for today's information. Hit that like button down below, subscribe if you guys are new, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.